realtors, what comes to mind immediately that sellers ought to be doing to get the top price for their property in this market?
Well,
Make sure the house is clean.
I was
well,
just going to say that.
Make sure the house is
Okay,
clean.
we all
and not
three
just
agree.
and not just picked up.
Yeah.
Dust the
Clean.
corners.
Yeah.
Clean the windowsills.
yes.
Clean the dust off the blades of your
Yes.
ceiling
Yes.
fans.
have the
Clean-
carpets cleaned.
Air
Paint.
ducts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Paint
Because
is-
when somebody walks in and they see dirt, they think, what else am I not seeing?
Absolutely.
And that is one of the biggest things that does not cost a lot of money that can really get things
And
moving.
even if they're not thinking it, the psychology
It
of
is
selling,
true.
right? The subconscious. So, and we're talking curb appeal to start, right?
It's
What's
the first
that?
impression. If
And-
you walk into a house that's dirty and it smells even if it's the dream layout and it's
Yes.
got everything and it's the right
That's
price.
the
and the right-
psychology of this, the
Yeah.
unconscious realities of it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying before you walk in, when
Right.
you're pulling up,
Yes.
what does the front yard look like?
Right.
Well, I was going to cut the grass. No. You needed to cut it. You needed to trim the edges. You
Yeah.
needed to pull the weeds.
Plant
you
some
needed to plant
flowers,
some
yeah.
colorful flowers in there that even
Yes.
though you don't usually. You're selling your house. Now's the
Right.
time to go invest in, $30 worth of annuals.
Yeah.
right? And just make this thing pop right down to the paint on the front door.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it
That is the
scarred up?
number one thing. That is
Yeah.
the first thing people see when they come through the house.
Is it crackling from the sun? Is it scarred up from how you kick it open when your hands are full of groceries?
Yeah.
You wanna
Yeah.
Make sure everything's ready to go. And the sight lines when you hit that front door, right?
Yeah.
What can they see and what can they smell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do they smell the cat box?
Smells
Yes.
are a big thing too.
Yes,
They really are.
And people with pets, I mean, I have a dog, so maybe my house smells like a dog. I don't know.
Well, it's true
See,
that
and
we
a
get
lot of
used
us
to
don't.
it.
Yeah, we don't
We-
realize
we
our
don't
own
notice
smells, but it's
it.
something that they used to talk about, baking cookies and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah, no.
And it's that's a cheesy type thing, and it's just more getting it clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting those pet odors out, getting everything. That was one of my biggest surprises when I moved from the mortgage side to the, showing houses, the real estate side. I couldn't believe how many houses I walked in, and they had not only not cleaned, they had not even picked up. And
Right.
yet, in this market, things move very fast. So it's not like you're doing this for a year or two anymore.
They
So-
move fast or not.
Or
let me
not.
just
That's true.
let me
That
just
is
say
true.
about that. The days on market, the median days on market have dropped. From 2012, it was 80 days on market.
Yes.
In 2013, it had dropped to 60. In 2014, it's as low as 35 days on market.
Yes.
But just think how fast the good ones go, and the ones that are
2 days.
yeah. There's a whole bunch of them that are holding that number up
Right,
at
either
35.
because
Yes.
they don't
Because
show well, they're
they
not
don't show
priced
well,
well.
they don't price right, and so on and so forth. But you really can take advantage of a great market right now as a buyer or a seller. And here's why I say that. The sellers have been welded into their home. American Dreamer, maybe you've been feeling that. You've been welded into your home because of property values and what you owe. But in fact, now, with all the appreciation we've seen, you've probably broken the surface of being underwater and can get yourself that E word back in your life, equity, and be able to make a sale and get to the next spot if you'd like. Or buyers, listen, these rates are ridiculously low.
Yes.
And you got to take advantage. If you're thinking about, because they're not going to stay here, the Fed is going to, the Fed has been tapering what they've been buying. They're down to 20 billion. This is a ridiculous number still, but they're down to 20 billion a month in T-bills and 15 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities. But listen, that's 35 billion. You say they're buying up this bad debt still, and that'll help these things stay low. But listen, that's down from 85 billion a month. That's
Wow.
50 billion down. In fact, by the end of this year, it's very likely that will taper to zero. And we'll be back on our own feet again in terms of this economy. And inevitably, these rates will rise. If you're thinking about getting into the market, this is the time to do it. You're listening to Michigan Real Talk. Stay tuned.